everybody. We are at Appleton OHV Park today with our YFZ450R to do some tire testing today. We've got the new Obor Advent tire, their new trail tire, and we also have the Obor Advent MX tire. It'll be my first time trying these tires out. So I'm super excited to see how they compare to the stock tires, which will be pretty awesome. And we've got a lot of terrain at this place. There's a big sandy portion with lots of sandy, twisty trails, so we'll see how they perform in those circumstances. And there's also a little motocross track on the north side of the park that we're going to be able to go and just kind of try to put these tires through their paces in some different terrains and see how they perform. It should be pretty fun. So this is the Obor Advent. This is their trail tire. We're going to be running a 21-inch front tire today and a 20-inch rear tire. They're a 6-ply tire, and we're going to be running about probably 6-ish pounds of pressure in the front tires. I normally run about 5 in the rear, and we'll get to try them out in the sand and on the dirt and see how they hook up sliding and how they put down the power in a straight line, so that should be pretty cool. And I think they're a very cool looking tire. They're very aggressive. They got big lugs on them. Somewhat soft. They do make a softer compound Advent, but I think for most people the standard Advent's going to be the tire of choice. So after we test the Advents, we're going to try out the Advent MX. I have never used these tires, and I do not run motocross tires very often. They're a smaller tire. It's only a 19-inch front. We're going to have an 18-inch rear. They're a 4-ply tire, so the compound's pretty soft, and they're actually quite a bit lighter, at least the fronts are. This is only a 9-pound tire, so the rears are about 14 pounds. It should be pretty cool to see how they perform in some different terrains, and I guess now it's time to get on the YFC, try out the stock tires, and tear this place up a little bit. We'll see how these new Advents perform.
Okay, so we're going to get on the YFC here. This machine does have the stock tires on it. We did weigh them. I want to say the rears were about 14 pounds and the fronts were around 13 or 14 pounds. I'm not sure what ply these tires are. They seem to be fairly durable. These have a handful of rides on them. They're not brand new like the Advents are, but they are still pretty fresh. I mean, they're still kind of the bottoms of the front nipples on the front, and I'd say the rears are definitely between like 80 and 90%. They're kind of soft, but they're not like super soft. It's pretty wild how much more aggressive the Advent trail tire is compared to like the stock tires. Like way bigger lugs. The tire profile itself is quite a bit bigger. It's a lot more tire, and I think it's gonna be pretty noticeable to see the differences between them. So we're gonna head to the south side of the park to ride the sand first, and then we'll head to the north side of the park to ride the track. The track is pretty much all dirt, so that'll give me a good chance to kind of see it in a couple different types of terrain. We'll see how it is in pretty much dry conditions. And before we get fully started, I want to give Connor a shout out for being here today to help film. He helped get all the tires at the right PSI and just helped get set up today, so huge shout out to that guy. So the main goal here would be to just kind of see how these perform, so I have something to compare the Advents to. A lot of YFC owners are going to have the stock tires, so just kind of get a solid little seat time session in on them so that I know what to expect and see how those big Advents feel. Whoa, big turtle! Wow, sorry dude. Let's go down this lower section. Maybe these would be good to kind of try out. Some of these little up-down chutes. Man, these really do slide. But I will say, they don't seem to put down the power the best. I've ran a couple different tires on this, and it does just kind of blow the tires off with these. We're gonna go on here and rip this bowl. Connor's gonna film a couple shots. Dusty. I will say I like how the stock tires slide. They're pretty slippery. Alright, I got it lined up here. We're going to do just a little launch on the sand. Not going to go real far because it's kind of whooped out. Definitely spun them. Good kind of control test to see how the Advents do when we do that. So I feel like I got a little bit better idea what these are like in the softer conditions with the loose sand. So we're gonna head over to the north side where the track is at. Oh wow, they did a lot of work to the track. There's some tabletops here. Whoa, this is cool. Whoa, I should probably follow the signs. Interesting. Alright, I just got to the track. Look at this. Oh, that's pretty cool. Having to take all this in at the moment, so give me a little bit to scout the track, and then we'll pick up and kind of see how these tires do on the hard packed dirt. Oh, whoa. Woo! Oh, thank gosh for those Probon's Nerfs on that one. That softened the blow. That's way different than it used to be. So I just got to this dirt straightaway. It's pretty hard packed dirt, but it is quite a bit different from the sand. So far my experience on the stockers has been that they really spin. They don't hook up the best. So I'm going to launch in second gear here, similar to the sand, and see how she does. They definitely spin. I'll be pretty stoked if the Advents put down the power a little better, because I mean, I know it's a hard surface and most tires are going to spin, but these really spin. They don't really hook up good at all. All right. Well, we just did a decent little run through on the stock tires. Obviously, it's dry conditions. I just know it's going to slow us down quite a bit if I get all full of mud. And I'd like the shots to be while we're nice and clean, so sorry to those that want to see a mud test. Maybe we can do that down the road. I will say that these tires aren't too bad. I mean, they're the stock tires, obviously, so they're kind of a universal tire, at least kind of meant to be. They're not a real aggressive trail tire. They're not a track-focused tire. They're just kind of in the middle. And those Advents are a very aggressive trail tire, off-road tire. So I'm pretty excited to get them on here after riding this the way I just did. Conditions are pretty dry, so it's pretty slippery, and I think it'll be interesting to see how those Meteor tires put the power down. So let's get them swapped out and see how it goes. There's the Advent, and here is the stock tire. And you can tell how much more aggressive the tread is on this tire. The lugs are way bigger. There's way more sidewall on that tire. It's pretty awesome. I really like how they look. There's a lot of cool tires on the market, and man, these have their own style. And with a little bit of riding I've done with them, I like that the sidewalls aren't overly aggressive, because some of the tires I've used will really bite if you're in a power slide and you could just come up on two wheels all the time. So so far these have been really good. I'm excited to try them, and they're fresh, man. They got the knobbies, or they got the nipples on them. Here's the front Advents. You can run them with the V going out or with the V going forward. I know that one is better for braking, one is better for cornering. Off the top of my head, I can't remember right now, but I tend to run them with the V going down towards the center. I'm also just doing that for cosmetic reasons. I think it makes sense to have the V going forward, so that's which way we're going to put them on. And if you want to leave your opinions on which direction is better in the comments section, I would love to know what you guys all think. Here's a better side-by-side comparison of the tires. The Advents are definitely wider. They're very similar in height, so I don't think there's going to be much of a ground clearance change. It is quite a bit different tread pattern. I can't believe that I wouldn't notice any differences. I think it's going to be a pretty drastic change riding with these. And like I said, these have a little bit of wear on them, but they really aren't that much Meteor from the factory, so there's still quite a bit of life on those tires. But definitely quite a bit more substance to the Advents. And the fronts are pretty similar. I'd say the Advents are just a little taller. These are pretty meaty stock tire, pretty soft compound, pretty similar the way they squish. But other than that, once again, I mean, totally different tread designs, and I think it'll be
interesting to see how things feel when we're riding through all the stuff here.
So we got the front at 6 pounds, the rear at 5 psi. So we'll see how it does kind of running the same loop that I did when we got here. I feel like I'm noticing the fronts grabbing a lot better when I hit the front brake. Oh yeah, they grab really good actually. I definitely feel like I'm getting a tad less wheel spin, as expected, just looking at how much more tires on. I can tell though that it's not, the quad's not slanging as easy as it did with the stockers. Oh, much better. Wow, that's sweet. Well, in the sandy stuff, I'd say it's a noticeable difference with the braking. Like, substantial. That's really nice. I'd say overall, just in a straight line, they're putting down the power a bit more. And I do feel like the quad is just a little more predictable. It's not sliding all over the place like it was. And I know this sounds like kind of typical stuff to say, but it's kind of my direct reaction right now to having these on. I'm having more fun. I don't want to stop riding. I feel like the machine isn't working as hard and I'm not wasting as much time burning the tires. Woo! Oh yeah, it just digs, man. You get that sidewall in there. Oh, there's some tackier terrain here. Let's go back through there. Oh yeah! Man, you get it on some wet sand, it's biting. Alright, this is where I did my launch before. Got it in second gear on the sand, and we'll see how she does. Sweet, man. I think they're putting down a bit better, dude, just overall. And that's what I would expect out of a tire like this over the stocks. It's getting here on this berm. Man, it digs, dude. I was all over on the stocks. Holds its composure really good when you're in a slide like that. I really like that. And you know what else I really like? Is the sidewalls aren't so aggressive that it's biting. It's not hooking up at a moment's notice when I'm trying to do something. And that is super priceless. I really like that because I've had some tires that they just get you now and then. And that's kind of sketchy. These are very predictable. And that was my experience when I had them on the Raptors. This is my first time really using them on the YFZ, and I'm really impressed with them so far. Great all around. Alright, I am over on the track here, and we are going to see how it does on the dirt. I'd say traction, braking, and your power is just improved overall compared to the sand. So much more composed. There's a deer running, look at that. Alright, slow down for deer traffic. Okay, we are going to do the second gear dirt launch with the Obor Advents. I do think it's biting a little bit better off the line than the stockers did, even in that super loose dry dirt. We don't really have any tacky conditions here, unfortunately, but for the testing that we do have, I'd say these pretty much outperform the stockers in kind of every category, which is pretty sweet. That's what you'd want in an aftermarket tire. I like these tires, man. They slide the way I want them to slide. Super direct, put the power down. They're fun. And now we get to do the Obor Advent MX tires. I am super excited to ride with those, man. It's going to be different. So here's the 18-inch Advent MX next to the 20-inch Advent. Pretty crazy difference in tires. Just goes to show how different the disciplines are. But I'm expecting those to be really easy to spin around on. It's going to be really fun. And we lost some ground clearance, which is why they're not ideal for trail riding. But it should be pretty fun at this place. We don't have like rocks or roots here. It's just kind of, you might high center on some stuff, but that's about it. They should be pretty awesome. So let's get the front tires on. So now we've got the front Advent MX on. They're a 19 4-ply tire. It's pretty wild to see the size comparison on here. I mean, once again, totally different discipline with motocross, and I'm excited to try these out. I have not had a set of MX tires on a four-wheeler in a very long time, but definitely love these Advents, man. And we had them on this direction. And I don't know if that direction means better braking, but they definitely did a really good job hitting the brakes. I really like the grip I had under braking power. So we will get out and play with these and do the same thing and see what we think. This is gonna be kind of the fun one. It's funny how much a set of tires can really just change the overall look of a machine. I'm super excited to try these right now. I will get a set of GPS wheels for the front as well. Those are stock wheels, but these new GPS dual bolt pattern wheels in the back are really sweet. Like the bead lock, I had to get a new wheel because these are an 8-inch wheel tire, and I did not have any 8-inch wheels, and I went with GPS. So yeah, let's get after it. So I'm gonna go through the route I kind of did before. I'm expecting these to slide very easily. Let's go this way. Whoa, man, they dig. Traction seems pretty good overall under power. They break loose and slide really easily. Once you straighten out and lay into them, definitely some good acceleration. Whoa! I like them. Woo! In a place like this, you can definitely get away with a smaller tire, but you know, if you're riding a lot of rocks and stuff, losing that ground clearance is a pretty big deal. But normally, these smaller MX tires are just kind of more fun overall. So who knows, maybe maybe depending on where I'm at, I'm going to want to use them more often than I realize. The quad itself with the lower ride height right now just feels super planted. I feel pretty, I don't want to say invincible, but like it's just so ultra stable. It's getting here. Woo. Good braking. Wow. I like them. I knew they'd be fun at this place with all the berms. Well, in the sand, ultra playful, just super easy to maneuver around. They hook up good once you're in a straight line, man. They put the power down, they bite, you accelerate really well. And now we are going to try our little second gear launch in the sand here and see what we think of them. Alright, let's put it in second. I think they hooked up better than the big Advents did. Once the wheel spin caught up, it definitely just took off. That was sweet. Fun tires, man. So as you can tell, we are starting to lose a little bit of our sunlight, but we're not complaining because it is an absolutely epic evening. Such an awesome day at Appleton, and nobody's been here, which has been even better. Our own ride park for the day. So thoughts in the sand, ultra fun with these little MX tires. I did notice that the rear tires especially, man, you barely touch the rear brake, they lock up. So that's pretty sweet. A little different than the trail tires. And then the front tires, I feel like, I don't know if it's because they're like so light or what, but the steering is like quicker. It's not like, I feel like I have more traction steering, but when I start a turn, it's just really quick. And I like that. But man, the acceleration is just great once you're pointing straight. And the sliding is just so fun. So fun to slide. Tires spin so fast. Woo! So let's try it out on the track. Take the actual tires on some jumps and some berms, change from the sand to the dirt. Not the most ideal lighting, kind of blind. Oh, hard to see the lip. You gotta be kind of careful here because I'm also tired. I always say at the end of the day, definitely don't want to take unnecessary risks because we just had a ton of fun. Want to go home in one piece. Here we go. Oh, so easy to slide. I do think, this is one thing I did notice, it feels like the ride is a little rougher, and I'm assuming that's just because there's just a little less sidewall, smaller tire, not as forgiving. So that is one thing that's noticeable, but maybe that could be fixed with a little lighter PSI. tires on the MX track. Who would have thought how fun that is, man? Whew. Got me breathing. All right, we are gonna do our dirt launch. Second gear on our little straightaway. See how she goes. Not bad. That was interesting coming off the line. They really spin right there. And I mean, it is very hard packed and it's super dry. But for the most part, I was interested in the sand test. I felt like this hooked up quicker and put down the power faster. We are calling it a day. It would have been fun to grab a little more track footage with the MX tires. The lighting is pretty rough for some of the lips right now. I mean, you're staring right at the sun. And I'm pretty tired and I don't need to crash. So happy to be in one piece. This was crazy fun to try all these out today. And it's one of my favorite places to ride, and I think it's so great they finally updated the track a bit, and hopefully people respect it and the 4x4s stay off and they don't damage it. And yeah, this was just a cool experience. I'm super stoked to have these tires in the arsenal. Like I said, it's going to be fun to put these on the 400X, put them on the Raptor. I'll bust them out from time to time. The MX tires they're fun, man. They're cool little tires.
So we are back and we are all done riding. It was super fun to use these in a couple different terrain types today. I had a lot of fun riding with the MX tires here at the end. That was a blast, and I do think the Advents are a really great all-around tire. Really impressed by the braking performance of those tires. If you're in the market for tires, I definitely recommend the Advents, and we are proud to sell them. We have them on our website along with other parts if you guys want to check it out and support the channel. We really appreciate it. I'll be running these tires the rest of the season, and I'm super excited to get them in maybe some wet conditions here in the future. And yeah, I guess until next time, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Ride safe, and we'll catch you on the next one.
I hit the brake too soon.
Look at those tires.
Yeah, these are sweet tires. New e-bike from Yamaha.